Orleans Saints fans, I am Todd Graffagnini. This is John DeShazier. Day 7 of New Orleans Saints training camp here at the Ochsner Sports Performance Center. It is the New Orleans Saints training camp report right here on CST, presented by SeatGeek. JD, let's start off with the weather itself. I cannot believe it. It is August 5th, and I did not sweat at all during this practice today. That is front page news in this city.
See, you're a vet. You know better than that. You shouldn't talk about the weather. You know it's going to get oppressive hot. And so now you messed it up because this was a perfect day. This was a Chamber of Commerce day, and now Graff messed it up. So when it gets hot, folks, you know who to blame. Todd Graffagnini.
I'll take full responsibility. All right, let's get to practice. Again, rather uneventful. I would say, JD, as a whole, the defense won the day.
I think the defense has really come on strong these last couple days. As we mentioned, I think the first 4 practices probably, they couldn't get a ball on the ground in pass defense. They couldn't force a turnover. They couldn't get pass breakups. They just weren't operating very well in terms of forcing the ball out of the offense's hands. But I think the last couple of days, and really culminating with today, I thought they were outstanding today in terms of being able to get some pass breakups. We saw another interception today. I think they've done a nice job here lately.
Yeah, and specifically in 7-on-7 drill, which usually the offense would have the upper hand, the defense definitely had it, and you talked about it. PBUs, incompletions, things that you don't normally see on 7-on-7. We saw it today.
Yeah, very, very clingy defensively. We saw a route where Patrick Robinson got his hands on the ball and Demario Davis comes up with the interception. I think they've just done a really good job of being around the football, swarming the football. And even when they're in one-on-one situations, even when they're in one-on-one drills, they're still being on top of the football. You rarely have seen them beat these last couple of days.
We're nearly getting to the point, JD, where we're going to have to start seeing them against other teams because we're 7 practices in now, and I think offensively and defensively, they know the personnel so well that it's getting a little bit difficult to judge things. I think that first preseason game next Saturday can't come soon enough.
Yeah, it feels like it's a long way away, but let's face facts. These guys are probably sick of seeing each other. They worked against one another in mini camp, now here in training camp. Had there been OTAs, they would have been working against one another. Then they're really ready to see someone else in a different jersey that will make the competitive juices go up a little bit more. But right now, you just have to work with what you have.
I thought head coach Sean Payton was very insightful post-practice today when he addressed the media, specifically talking about momentum shifts and how you have to take advantage of that with the defense playing so well. That's something he addressed post-practice.
Yeah, absolutely. And because the defense has had their days. We saw the offense have their days. Now it's shifted to the defense a bit here. Wouldn't be surprised if it went back to the offense at some point in time. You have those ebbs and flows in practice.
Let's hear from head coach Sean Payton post-practice.
I thought defensively that we were just talking about the momentum and you know how that affects games and you know how there's typically flows to that.
Well, JD, the quarterback battle continues with Jameis Winston, Taysom Hill. They alternate taking snaps with the ones basically on separate days. But, you know, every throw, and you're going to hear from Sean Payton a little bit, is evaluated. The evolution of the position. There's still a long way to go. You've got 3 preseason games, and the battle continues.
Yeah, over the course of this many reps, you're going to have some throws that you really want back. And we've seen that from both quarterbacks. Now, we've seen some outstanding throws from both quarterbacks, and we've seen a couple where you say, uh-oh, you don't really want to see that one. So, you know, they're in that process where they're just attempting to make plays, but you're attempting to be smart.
Well, continuing that thought, JD, on the quarterbacks, you know, 2 different personalities in the huddle with Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill. And I think, again, you're going to hear something very interesting from Sean Payton. Look, those guys got to be themselves. You don't want to change things up in the huddle. You don't want to change their personalities. It's such a personality-driven position.
Yeah, there's only one Drew Brees. So Drew Brees is not here. You can't make one of these guys be a Drew Brees. They have to be their natural personalities. We've seen Jameis Winston as an effusive, really magnetic guy. And Taysom Hill, not necessarily not magnetic, but a lot more business-like, I believe. So you've got to be who you are because this is a serious business, and it doesn't help if you're trying to be someone who you aren't.
Here's head coach Sean Payton on the 2 personalities of the quarterback.
The last thing we want to do is like change who they are, their personality. Drew is a certain personality. Jameis, he's wired a certain way, no different than Taysom. So there's been no formula for what you have to have. The hard work is necessary, the attention to detail is necessary, but you know, our league has seen a history of all sorts of personalities at that position, and I think the first mistake would be trying to be someone other than yourself.
Good stuff right there. When we return to the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report right here on CST, our partner John DeShazier with a one-on-one with linebacker Andrew Dahl. All that and more coming up on the show. It is the New Orleans Saints Training Camp Report right here on CST, presented by SeatGeek.